Practicing sport is very important to take care of our health, but like everything else, we must do it in an informed manner and without excesses. Otherwise, we will increase the risk of having sport injuries that can affect our musculoskeletal system. Although they can occur in both professional and recreational sports. You should always stretch before and after exercise. It is more advisable to do ballistic stretching before sport practice and leave static stretching for later. But it is true that there is great controversy regarding this issue. During the warm up, it is recommended to work on the mobility of the most involved joints and stretch the muscles most involved in the sport that we practice. After the activity, it is recommended to stretch, reduce tone, promote circulation, and eliminate lactic acid. During physical activity, when we carry out an activity in series, where rests are made, they are indicated to avoid loss of elasticity and facilitate muscle recovery.
For non athletes, even if you do not do any sporting activity, it is advisable to dedicate a few minutes a day to stretching as prevention. The ideal would be to stretch in the workplace just before starting the working day, especially in those jobs that involve performing repetitive movements or postures maintained for long periods of time. In this way, we are warming up the muscles and preparing them for the day, thus we will be avoiding a possible contracture or injury. Workers should emphasize the areas that maintain tension during their work hours, so people who work sitting should place greater emphasis on the upper back, neck, and shoulders, or people who work standing should insist on lumbar, hamstrings, and calves.
Any sport is based on the functioning of the musculoskeletal apparatus and more specifically of the muscular of myofascial system. So, that if its state of length and mechanical functioning is not optimal, this will have a negative impact on sport performance and on the marks obtained. And this is that the muscles are tending motorized pistons that largely base their capacity to generate force in the path that they are capable of doing from their maximum length to that of greatest shortening or contraction. That is, when stretching, the muscle discharges an energy that is charged with muscle contraction and consequent movement. This is why complete, intense, long-lasting, and frequent muscle stretching work will often lead to a moment of force performance and improvement of the marks achieved. One of the most common sport injuries are the Achilles tendinitis or knee ligament damage. For example, the Achilles tendinitis appears as a result of overloading of the Achilles tendon, which is responsible for connecting the calf muscle of the lower rear part of the leg with the heel bones. This injury occurs mainly in runners who suddenly increase the duration or intensity of their training. Symptoms usually begin with mild pain in the area just after playing sports. Tendons are the connective fibers that join muscles to the bones. The tendinopathies or tendon injuries encompass different types of tendon injuries. They can be due to various reasons, for example, the use of inappropriate footwear to the repetition of inappropriate movements.
Now, to end this video, as well as we made it with the one about prosthetics and Paralympic sports, we don't thought about a solution per se, because there are already a lot of things about this, but instead of a solution, we thought that first, in the part of stretching, it would be a good idea that since the kids started taking physical education classes, before these ones, they gave a little bit about theory of because why it's important to do a good stretch before any sport, and maybe with a little bit of videos of people that got injured for not making a good stretch, but without the images being too strong, so the kids don't get like traumatized. And for the part about the training, it would depend a lot on which sports you are talking about. But we thought the schools should analyze who are they hiring and making them give like a test class so they would see how are they gonna teach the kids, and obviously depending in which range of age you are giving a more mature training, because maybe if to kids of 10 or 11 years you give them a super professional and technical class about any sport, they will get bored and don't like the sport. But the same case with persons of, I don't know, 20 to 25 years, because if you teach them like you teach the kids, they will also get bored and leave the sport. And that is something that we would like to avoid. And well, that would be all for us. We hope you liked the video and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.